In today's video, I'm going to go over the exact tactics that my team and I utilize to triple a new client's business within 30 days. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Michael Tannage. I own a marketing agency called the Tannage Group. I also have a free weekly newsletter called the Midweek Marketer, where I give away one actionable marketing strategy that you can utilize in your business. Like I said at the beginning, we just onboarded a new client, and then within 30 days, we tripled their business. So I thought it would be a fantastic way to showcase to you guys exactly what we did for this client. And to showcase to you guys that I'm not bluffing or just coming up with these numbers, I'm going to show you the exact numbers that we did for this client in that 30-day period before diving into the exact tactics. Okay, so this is the Shopify backend for this client. As you can see, this is July 1st to July 31st, 2025. And they did a gross sales of $24,000 with total sales at about $20,000. We onboarded them in July of that month, and near the end of it is when we started to implement everything. And by implementing out, like I said, I'll go over all that in a little bit when I start breaking down the exact stuff that we did. But when we look at last month, which was August, which is the month in which we tripled their business, we did about $60,000 in gross sales and $55,000 in total sales in that month. So huge increase. Let's compare it. Yep, you can see that huge increase that we have here over what we did the previous month. And as you can tell, this is an actual website. It's an actual Shopify store. This isn't like a PDF that I've put together or something like that with the numbers. It's the actual app here on my iPad. Now you've seen the numbers and you've seen that, okay, we've basically tripled them within a 30-day period. What exactly did we do for this client to get them to that point? When we brought on this client, one of the things that we recognized that really needed work was their website. Now, they did a great job of having it on Shopify, but the main issue that they had with their product was the fact that they showcased the manufacturing of the product a lot. And the issue with this is that as a customer, I don't care how the plane is made. I just want to know that the plane is going to get me to Hawaii and I get to have a great time at Hawaii. I want to see the enjoyment. I want to see the fun at the end of the trip. I don't care how the plane is made. I mean, I do kind of care how a plane is made, because if it's not made well, it's going to fall out of the sky. So I do care about that, but I don't need to see it in order to get to my trip in Hawaii and enjoy that trip. So that was one of the big issues with this client, was their website. Like I said, they showcased a lot of the manufacturing process, which again doesn't excite customers and doesn't solve their pain point, right? So their pain point, what's the issue that they're having, and how can you showcase, hey, if you purchase my product, it's going to solve that pain point for you. So pain point. Okay, the next piece here too was their website was very, very dark. It was completely black. Everything on the website was completely black. Now, it's part of their branding, which is totally fine. But from a viewer standpoint, especially on a website, it's very difficult for a customer or someone looking at a website to really grasp what the website's about. And then also to have the right brand feel, or the feeling that you have when someone comes to a website. You don't want it to feel dark and moody and all this stuff, which this website was doing. So too dark. So one of the big things that we did when we first came on in that July period was we spent the entire time building a brand new website for them. We wanted to showcase the product better so that we can sell the vacation, not showcase how the plane is made. We also lightened the website. So it's not dark whatsoever now. It's mainly white and has a bunch of images showcasing how great this product is and the problem it solves for you. So essentially what we did was we addressed both of these things so that they weren't an issue anymore. So showcased the solution to their pain point and removed how dark it was. The other thing that we showcased was some additional features of the product that they didn't include. For example, in this niche, people care a lot about the fact that it is manufactured in the United States. But on their old website, they didn't have that information whatsoever. And so what we did was we made sure we defined sections throughout the website showcasing the fact that it is manufactured right here in the United States and not some overseas manufacturing facility. Again, we identified this as a selling point for the customers because it was really important to them that the product was made in the United States. So we need to be able to showcase that throughout the entire website, that is something that sets us apart from their competitors. So made in USA, made in USA. So my point is with all this, if you're looking at your website, Does it address the pain points? Does it sell the vacation? Again, we're not trying to showcase how the plane is made. You want to showcase how great the vacation is. The second part is, how is it visually? Does it flow well? Is it easy for people to get through things? Does it not feel like you're getting enclosed in a tight space? You want to make sure that you have a light feeling to your website and not dark. You can pull off dark in certain scenarios, but for the most part, you want to make sure that your site is leaning on the lighter side. Also, what are some selling points for your customers? Is it really important that it is made in the United States, or it's organic, or it's not made with X ingredients, or something along those lines? What are some selling points that your customers are like, this is really important to me to have in this product? And make sure you showcase that on your website. All right, so after rebuilding the entire website, because it's a Shopify store, there's plenty of apps and plugins that you can input to increase the LTV. To increase LTV. So what is LTV? So LTV is lifetime value. Lifetime value. I'll explain a little bit what lifetime value is. So basically, a customer comes to you from a Facebook ad and they spend $25. Your initial thought is, well, it cost me $20 to get that person, so I only broke even by $5 on just the ad, and that's not taking into account manufacturing costs, shipping, and all this other stuff. However, when that customer comes back to you, they spend another $100. So now that value of that customer is $125. And then Black Friday comes around and they spend another $200. So now the lifetime value of that customer is $325. And then a year and a half from now, they think, I need some more of this product, and they spend another $100 with you. So now you're at $425 of lifetime value from that one customer, and it costs you $20 in Facebook ads to get that one customer. It's super important to be able to boost up the lifetime value with your customers, and there's multiple ways to do that. And the other thing that's important is, and this is something that we implemented into the website right away, is having some kind of AOV. So bumping your AOV, so that's your average order value. So AOV. So that comes out to average order value. Okay, so what is average order value? So someone spends $25 with you at checkout. Right before they check out, they get hit with, hey, you could spend an additional $20 and get this other thing. And maybe they don't click on it, and maybe they don't utilize it. That's fine. After they've checked out, they get hit with a full page ad saying, if you purchase this thing in the next 3 minutes, we'll take 20% off of it. So now they are seeing another product and it's an additional $20. So now instead of having a sale that's just $25, because you put in these upsells, you have an average order value now of $45. So now you've bumped it up an additional $20. Here's the big thing with your website. A lot of people do not put in upsells. And I hear time and time again from clients that they don't put in upsells because they get afraid that they're going to scare the customer away or freak them out or something like that, or it looks scammy. And I completely understand that. However, if you truly believe that your product or service is really helping a client out and really changing and improving their life, you need to see an upsell as a benefit to that customer, not as you're trying to be scammy. You're trying to showcase them, hey, my product is so awesome. And yes, I'm glad that you're purchasing it, but you really need this additional thing to make it even better. So super important to have upsells. So when we brought this client on in July and we started building out their website, one of the really important things was making sure that we had upsells in the cart checkout so that we can up the average order value. Great. So website is completely redone for this client. And that does help improve average order value and lifetime value and all that great stuff and increase conversion rates on your website. However, you need to bring in additional traffic at lower cost to be able to triple a business within 30 days. Before I get into the next thing, I do have a free weekly newsletter called The Midweek Marketer, where I give away one actionable marketing strategy. I go into details of what we're doing in this marketing strategy. We do it for clients, for some of my businesses. I own Tandridge Group, which is a marketing agency. I also own other businesses like an accounting firm. If you'd like to sign up for that, it's completely free. click the link in the description below. Now, in order to send traffic to your website and get more sales, there's a bunch of different ways to do it. You can do ads, you can do social media posts, you can do email marketing, you can do, going out and doing mailers. There's a bunch of different stuff you need to do. But when you're first starting out and you're really trying to grow your business, you need to figure out what's going to be the best bang for my buck. And the best way to go about that is with ads. And specifically when I'm talking about ads, I'm talking about meta ads or Facebook and Instagram. So Facebook, Instagram ads. These are the best by far right now, just because the majority of people are spending their time on those. You can do things like Google ads and TikTok ads and all that kind of stuff, and you should. However, like I said, we're going by the highest priority right now and the best bang for your buck. And right now, to triple a business within 30 days, that's easily Facebook and Instagram ads. The other thing too is we really wanted to push in that 30 days to see, we don't want to go too far, but we wanted to push a little bit and kind of test the pressure points for their manufacturing. It is manufactured in the United States, so it isn't something where we can just ramp it to the moon and have as many products sold as possible. There was manufacturing constraints, and so we had to say, hey, let's see how far we can go here and look at what we're doing manufacturing-wise before deciding if we could push further than that into next month, which we are. We are going to push more. Here's exactly what we did with their Facebook ads. We reviewed their current Facebook ad account, and they were running one ad, just one, and it was an image ad. So one ad is all they were running. The issue with this is that you need to be able to test ads. Ads come down to testing as many different variations as possible. Reason being is you may think that someone likes, red, right? So let's do red, right? So you might think they like a red ad. And then you have your next ad and it's blue. And then you have another ad and it's yellow. And then you have another ad and it's green. Let's draw a green ad, green ad. The problem here is this. If you're running one ad, so let's say you're running just the red one, and you think, man, this is going to do great, everyone's going to love it. You don't know if your ideal customer or your target market actually likes the green one more than the red one. All you're doing is you're just testing the red one. But in fact, you're not going to get as many conversions because your ideal customer likes the green one more, but you never tested the green one. So that's why it's super important when you're doing ads to test as many as possible to see, okay, do they like this format? Do they like this text style? Do they like this copy style? Do they like images? Do they like videos? You have to test a bunch of different things. And so one of the things that we did when we started out with them at the beginning of August was we said, okay, let's test as many ads as possible. We also always do, I know there's video ads, there's image ads, there's carousel ads, there's a bunch of different ads. The main one that we do with clients is video ads that look like reels. Reason being is it natively fits in best with Instagram and Facebook. It's how people are utilizing the platform now. And on top of that, Facebook or Meta came out recently and said that those are the highest converting ads. And so whenever we run ads, we take video content that a client has. So just, hey, this is me videoing the product, or this is someone utilizing the product, and we edit the videos, we add transcripts and closed captions over the videos, we test different music styles and all this stuff. So we have a lot of clients that actually don't have like a video team or a videographer or anything like that, and they're doing a lot of it off of their phone. And then actually this client was one of them. And we take all that content and we edit it ourselves and we put the closed captions on and everything because we know exactly what type of ad content is going to perform the best. Let's pull a hook in, describe what the product is, and have the call to action. And so when we first brought this client on, like I said, they were running one ad and we said, we can't be doing that. We need to be testing a bunch of different ads with different hooks, different descriptions, different call to actions, utilizing the content that they had. We also took some testimonial videos that they had from clients and customers, and we edited those and put closed captions over them, different, like I said, different hooks, different descriptions, different call to actions, and tested all of those too. And we found that those actually have been performing the best over other variations of video content. So if you want to triple your business within a 30-day period, running some sort of Facebook ads is super important to be able to really get to that point. And like I said, test as many ads as possible. Now, it's always good to have ad campaigns running all the time to bring in sales for your business. If you want to see a really good bump here and there, what you really need to do is have some sort of sale. So one of the things that we did with this client is right off the bat, we did a new website sale. Some of the things that's tough with something like Labor Day or these bigger sales that are going on throughout the year is you have all of these other companies that are dumping money into Facebook at that same exact time. Coming up with some kind of random, quote unquote, random sales throughout the year. Maybe it's the owner's birthday. Maybe it's, your favorite day of the month. Maybe you just launched a new website. Maybe, your kid did a jumping jack for the first time. Come up with some kind of idea as to why you should be doing a sale and base it all around that. And the reason this is super effective is because if you do it at a period of time in which there isn't a lot of ad spend being dumped into Facebook ads, you have the opportunity to get an even lower cost per conversion. So like I said, when we first started, we did a sale, but we did it specifically saying, this is the new website sale, get 15% off in this 3-day period. Sale ends at this point. Now it's super important too. So random sales. Now, I'm not saying don't do sales for Labor Day or Black Friday or anything, but doing the random sales really do help. Okay, the final thing that was really important to helping us triple the sales in that 30-day period was having some sort of email marketing. So email marketing is huge, especially when it comes to an e-commerce brand. I mean, it's huge for any brand, but an e-commerce brand is huge. Reason being is that Black Friday is your biggest sale. This gives you the opportunity during Black Friday to push your business to that next level. And the best way to do that is by having a huge email list that you've built throughout the entire year. Now, one of the ways that we do that for this client is offering a discount for whenever someone comes to the website and they give us their email address. So having a pop-up on the website. We just do a small discount of 10%. And we're increasing their email list by about 20 to 30 people every single day because of this pop-up. Now, what's great about this is that when we do a sale or we're pushing a new product or something like that, we have that email base there to be able to get a huge influx in sales. Now, they did have an email list of a few thousand. I think it was about 2,500 people on their email list, so that we could push that initial sale for, hey, this is a new website. No matter what brand you are, it's super important to be able to build up your email list, like I said, because when you do have a sale or a new product or something, you have then that email list to send it out to. Okay, so this entire stack is what we did to triple that business within a 30-day period. Now, another note I want to make too really quick on number 3, which is the meta ads, is we did slightly increase the budget. However, the biggest thing there is because we were testing so many things, we cut the cost per acquisition in half from what they were originally. And so because of that, you spend $50 and you used to get just one sale from that $50, but now you're getting 2 sales from that $50. So what that looks like is if you're getting one sale for $50, and you get $140 average order is what that comes out to for this client. If you're able to cut that in half, so it's just $25. So for $50, then you're making $280. So right there, you can just double a business just by cutting the cost of your acquisition down. And so that was one of the big things. Like I said, we obviously increased the ad budget a little bit, but the big thing was cutting down on the spend or cutting down on the cost per acquisition by testing different ad campaigns and everything. Having a better website with higher conversions, having the upsells to up the average order value. There's a bunch of different stuff that we implemented in to be able to triple the business within 30 days. All right, if you're a business owner and you're looking to really blow up your business, click the link in the description below and schedule a time to meet with me and my team, and we'd be happy to talk about how we can grow your business similar to what we did for this client. Also, like I said, I have a free weekly newsletter called the Midweek Marketer. I give away one actionable marketing strategy I'm utilizing for my clients. Click the link in the description below to sign up for that. I also try to put out as much helpful content as possible here on YouTube. So if you're interested in watching another video, please click here.